Hi guys, Kirk and Jay and my brother Lou here today. On this particular job, we did the lath, of course. We've shown it enough times and we've shown the scratch and brown, so we're not going to show that. But I want to address something that the homeowner called me and says, "Hey Kirk, you guys broke out, but when you broke out, you messed up the rest of the wall." And I said, "How so?" He says, "Well, there's cracks everywhere now." And he explained it to me, and I told him over the phone what I'm about to explain to you folks right now. All right, he has an existing stucco house. It's about 90 years old. Now, you can use muscle. You could use these hammers here and use a lot of muscle and strength and pound the stucco out. They had a saw cut here, and I told him, we cannot stucco to a saw cut, otherwise you get a perimeter crack. We need to break it out. So Jay came here, and he broke this out. Now, what happens if you use hammers like these? What you'll do is loosen the plaster. You'll loosen up the plaster inside the house. I've done it many times, and they'll call me and say, "Look what you did to the plaster inside." So what we generally do is we'll use a pneumatic tool. They make 30 different models, from all the Hiltis, which I have, to air chisels, to this particular Bosch. I'm fond of it because it's lightweight. It'll hit the wall, say, several thousand times per minute, and it'll break it out gently so we don't destroy the interior. However, can you zoom in on this crack here? Okay, we got a crack here. We got a crack here, and underneath here, we got a crack. That's typical. This crack is simply following the line of this redwood board. So I told him, "Man, don't worry about that. That's nothing to repair." He says, "Well, you're going to stucco it." Well, if I put a bonding agent over this and I place stucco over that, what will happen is, as the house moves and shifts, that'll crack right off. Here's what I recommend, guys. You are going to get perimeter cracks when you use any type of pneumatic tool, at least sometimes anyway. You just take some caulking, and notice the finish. It's a dash finish, so it's kind of sandy. I've showed this particular product that I'm using right now several times. Figure I'll show you guys again because the fella here was pretty adamant that we did something cheesy. Like, well, how are you going to repair it, Kirk? Okay, I'm caulking that crack, and I'm going to caulk the one underneath too. Actually, this one is such a hairline that paint will flood it. You get a good quality paint and it'll flood it. Now what I'll do is I'll take my glove and I'll just squish it in there. Now, it doesn't have to be pretty right now, because this particular caulking, Morflex, is water clean-upable. What does that mean? Well, you don't need thinner or denatured alcohol. You do that, you just use your finger, guys, and squeeze it in there. Once you got that squeezed in there as best as possible, then you use a float, because again, it's water clean-upable. The float with water, a little bit of water on here, see that? It works really well. You just cover that crack up and float it in. I'm using the Morflex because it has sand in it, and I could match this texture much better. I mean, granted, we're about to plaster this today right now, but you get an idea of how to fix a perimeter crack. This was so minor that had he, I'm sure he will, get a good quality primer and paint, it would have flooded it anyway. So you folks, whether or not it's me or somebody else and they do a breakout, expect that. Don't panic. It's normal, typical, and you could get that out prior to painting or just paint it out. Anyway, I thought I'd show it because this fella had a real concern over it. He called me late at night about it. My name is Kirk, Jason on the camera. We thank you for watching. As usual, we'll see you guys on the next one. Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.